During a press conference Tuesday, President Obama pledged to close the terrorist detention center at Guantanamo Bay again.
Guantanamo is not necessary to keep America safe. It is a recruitment tool for extremists. It needs to be closed.
You'll recall during his 2008 campaign, Obama made closing the detention center in Cuba a priority, and on the first day of his presidency signed an executive order calling for just that. But more than 4 years later, the prison remains open. No detainee has been transferred since September 2012, and most recently, Obama reassigned the special envoy tasked with closing the prison. His failure to make good on his campaign pledge to undo Bush-era detention practices has drawn criticism from both the left and right.
That is a big broken promise. Today, he blamed it when he was asked about it at a news conference on Republicans blocking it on Capitol Hill. Some Republican leaders fired back. The president never really offered a bipartisan plan.
As for his new plan, the president was short on specifics, leaving some to question whether the president will follow through on round two. As a writer at The New Yorker noted, Obama's comments, which came after a line of questioning from reporters, seemed a bit off the cuff. He spoke as if he had happened upon the place like a bystander. Writing for the Daily Beast, a lawyer for the Center for Constitutional Rights, the group that represents several detainees, says Obama appears to be in no rush to close the prison. Obama may be making a simple political calculation that it is expedient to ignore the men's plight as well as his own promise to close a shameful chapter in our history. The president's renewed call for closure comes as a nearly 3-month-long hunger strike by Guantanamo detainees continues. What began over allegations the guards mistreated some of the inmates' Qurans led nearly 2/3 of the 166 inmates protesting their incarceration without trial. MSNBC's Michael Isikoff says the president has taken notice.
The frustration they were hearing from the detainees is that the president didn't even mention it in his State of the Union this year, didn't even mention his inaugural speech. It was such a signature issue for the president. Clearly, it's got his attention now.
Human rights groups have long protested the plight of Guantanamo's detainees, alleging torture and abuse. But their pleas fell on deaf ears this January when Obama signed the National Defense Authorization Act, a Pentagon spending bill which, among its provisions, allows the military to hold suspected terrorists without trial indefinitely. Since it opened 11 years ago to detain al-Qaeda and Taliban suspects, nearly 800 prisoners have gone through Guantanamo Bay. Most of those remaining have never had a trial. The facility costs the U.S. around $114 million a year. For Newsy, I'm Elizabeth Hagedorn. Multiple sources, a broader view.